Picture this. You're walking down the street, and suddenly, there she is, the most stunning woman you've ever seen. Your heart starts pounding, your palms get sweaty, your brain screams, "Abort mission!" and you walk right past her. Sound familiar? If you've ever felt that gut-wrenching approach anxiety when you see a beautiful woman, the kind that freezes you in place and leaves you full of regret later, you're not alone. Millions of men experience this every single day. But today, I'm going to give you a simple, powerful system that completely eliminates the guesswork, the pressure, and most of the anxiety. It's called the PLS system. P for playful, L for learning, S for screening. Instead of approaching with a weak mindset of, "I hope she likes me," you shift your entire focus to the PLS framework. You decide right from the start, this interaction is going to be playful for you. You're not there to impress her, win her approval, or prove anything. You're simply there to enjoy yourself and create a light, enjoyable vibe. You tease her lightly, in a warm, smiling way. You keep a genuine grin on your face. You bring relaxed, mischievous energy. The moment your only real goal becomes, have a good time right now, the crushing pressure of outcome dependence melts away. You're no longer secretly betting your entire self-esteem on whether she responds positively, you're just playing. Here are 3 realistic examples of how this playful mindset looks in action across different everyday situations. Example 1. Walking down the street. You spot a beautiful woman walking with a massive iced coffee, looking focused on not spilling it. You walk up beside her, matching her pace for a second, smile big, and say, "Hey, careful, that coffee looks like it's plotting a jailbreak. If it spills, I'm blaming you for the caffeine crime scene." You deliver it with a cheeky grin and zero seriousness. She laughs, looks down at her cup, and says something like, "I know, it's way too full." You keep the fun rolling. All right, new rule. You have to walk like a supermodel to keep it balanced. Show me your catwalk. You're not trying to get anything yet, you're just enjoying the silly moment, teasing the situation, and making her smile. The anxiety vanishes because the frame is, "This is amusing," not, "Please like me." If you notice she is enjoying the situation, you can introduce yourself and ask for her name and number. There it is, you scored your first success and you are feeling on top of the world. Second example, at a nightclub. The music is loud. She's dancing lightly with friends near the edge of the floor. You catch her eye for a second, smile, then lean in close enough to be heard and say with playful accusation, "Okay, I saw that little shoulder shimmy. You're secretly a pro dancer, pretending to be normal, aren't you? Come on, confess." Playful smirk, light tone, with no heavy eye contact pressure. She grins and goes, "Maybe, what about you?" You fire back, "Me? I'm terrible. Watch this." You do an exaggerated, goofy 2-second dance move that's intentionally bad. See? Disaster. You have to teach me how not to embarrass myself. The whole exchange stays fun and low stakes. You're entertaining yourself with the teasing and self-deprecating humor, so her reaction feels like a bonus instead of the entire point. The third example, you're waiting for class to start at a university lecture hall. You're both standing there, and she drops her pen that rolls toward you. You pick it up, hand it to her with mock seriousness, and say, "Here, your weapon of mass distraction. I almost failed the whole class because of this sneaky pen rolling around." Grinning, exaggerated dramatic tone. She laughs. "Oh no, sorry." You continue playfully. Apology accepted. But only if you admit you're the class troublemaker who distracts everyone with your excellent note-taking skills. It's light, tied to the shared environment, and keeps the energy fun. You're focused on enjoying the banter, not on whether she gives you her number yet, so the interaction feels effortless and pressure-free. In every case, the playful frame turns the approach into a mini adventure you're having for your own amusement. When you're genuinely having fun first, she usually catches the vibe and joins in. That's when anxiety loses its power, because you're no longer performing for approval. You're just being the guy who's choosing to make the moment enjoyable. Now let's look at the L for learning. Here you become genuinely curious about her. Who is this woman? What's her story? What does she care about? What lights her up? You ask thoughtful questions, not interrogating her like a job interview, but exploring with real interest. Then you listen, really listen. You learn what makes her unique, what her passions are, what experiences shaped her. This single shift transforms the entire approach from a nerve-wracking performance where you're desperately trying to sell yourself, into a relaxed discovery process where you're the explorer, not the product on display. And here's the powerful psychological reason this works so well, especially with beautiful women who've probably heard every generic line in the book. Genuine curiosity and follow-up questions make her feel truly seen, valued, and understood. Research from Harvard Business School and other studies shows that people, including women on dates or in initial interactions, like others significantly more when they ask follow-up questions. Why? Because follow-ups signal active listening, attentiveness, and care. They prove you're not just waiting for your turn to speak, you're actually processing what she says and wanting to go deeper. This is something I tell all my clients. Go deeper, not wider. When you ask something like, "You mentioned you love hiking. What's the one trail that completely blew your mind and why?" And then follow up based on her answer, "Wait, so the view at the top made it worth the brutal climb? What was going through your head when you finally got there?" You're giving her validation. You're showing emotional responsiveness. That triggers feelings of connection and trust, far faster than compliments or bragging ever could. Psychologically, this taps into several key principles. Active listening builds emotional intimacy. When she feels heard and understood, it creates a sense of safety and closeness, which is hugely attractive in early interactions. Curiosity signals high social and emotional intelligence. Women often find genuinely curious men more appealing because it shows openness, confidence. You don't need to fill silence with self-promotion, and a focus on connection over conquest. Reciprocity kicks in. When you show interest in her inner world, she naturally becomes more interested in yours. The conversation flows both ways, reducing any one-sided pressure. It flips the dynamic. Instead of her evaluating you as another guy trying to impress, you're subtly screening and qualifying through curiosity, making her invest more emotionally without even realizing it. The result? Your approach anxiety plummets because the spotlight isn't on performing perfectly, it's on discovering her. You're no longer gambling your ego on her approval. You're having an interesting conversation with a fascinating person. Anxiety drops dramatically when the focus shifts from, "Do I impress her?" to, "Who is she really?" Most guys approach hoping she'll like them. With the learning mindset, you're curious first, and, ironically, that's often what makes her like you more. Curiosity isn't just a tactic, it's magnetic. S stands for screening. Here's the game changer. You're not just hoping she'll accept you, you're quietly evaluating whether she is the kind of woman you actually want in your life. Do her values align with yours? Is she kind, compassionate, and emotionally stable? Is she adventurous and open to new experiences? Or does she share your views on loyalty, ambition, family, or personal growth? Does she show respect not just to you, but to others around her? Does she have the character, integrity, and maturity you're looking for in a partner? This isn't about being judgmental or arrogant. It's about self-respect and long-term compatibility. When you flip the script from the desperate "please choose me" mindset to the confident "do I choose her?", everything changes. The pressure evaporates because you're no longer chasing approval. You're the one with options, assessing fit. You're in the driver's seat, deciding if this woman deserves a spot in your life, rather than begging for a chance in hers. The beauty of the PLS system is that it removes all the guesswork and desperation from approaching women. You're no longer hoping for a good interaction, you're creating one by design. You're having fun, playful, connecting authentically, learning, and protecting your standards at the same time. Screening. It turns you from a supplicant into a selector. But why does this screening mindset make you more attractive to women? Psychologically and evolutionarily, it signals several powerful, high-value traits that women are wired to notice and respond to positively. First, having clear standards and quietly enforcing them demonstrates self-worth and abundance mentality. When a man isn't eager to settle for just anyone, it implies he has options he knows his value, and isn't afraid to walk away if things don't align. Women pick up on this confidence subconsciously. Studies in dating dynamics show that men who act like a catch by being challenging, selective, not overly available, trigger greater attraction because women want to earn a high-value man's interest rather than have it handed to them easily. Desperation repels, selectivity magnetizes. Second, screening for real qualities like kindness, respect, loyalty, and shared values shows emotional intelligence and maturity. You're not just focused on surface-level attraction, you're thinking long-term about compatibility, which signals you're capable of a healthy, committed relationship. Women often find this deeply appealing because it contrasts with the many men who chase purely physical or short-term thrills without regard for character. A man who screens thoughtfully appears more trustworthy, stable, and partner material qualities that build genuine desire and respect. Third, from an evolutionary psychology perspective, women are drawn to men who demonstrate discernment in mate choice. Just as women tend to be selective due to higher reproductive investment, a man who mirrors that selectivity signals high status and self-assuredness. It flips the traditional dynamic. Instead of pursuing relentlessly, you're qualifying her. This creates intrigue, makes her invest more to prove she's worthy, and heightens attraction through the principle of scarcity. We value what we have to work for or might lose. In practice, this doesn't mean interrogating her or being cold. It happens naturally through your curiosity, from the learning phase. Her answers to your questions reveal her character over time. If red flags appear, for example, consistent disrespect, mismatched core values, you politely exit without drama. If she aligns, you escalate with genuine interest. Either way, you're protected, and that calm certainty is incredibly attractive. Screening isn't about perfection, it's about protecting your standards so you only invest in women who elevate your life. When you do this consistently, women sense you're a man of substance, confident, selective, and unwilling to compromise on what matters. That's magnetic. It's the quiet power that turns approach anxiety into calm authority. So next time you see a beautiful woman and that anxiety starts creeping in, just remember, playful, learning, screening, choose fun, get curious, and screen for quality. If this message sparks something in you and you'd like to master the complete PLS system or dive deeper into the psychology behind it and get the exact scripts, examples, and advanced techniques, check out our course. The Seducer's Blueprint link is in the description. Like and comment if you found this video useful. Let's help other men feel more confident about approaching and talking to women.